This case starts off intense right from the jump. A defendant facing serious drug charges, a judge who's clearly not here to waste time, and a courtroom moment that quickly shifts from routine to unexpected. What looks like a straightforward plea deal suddenly turns into something much deeper: questions about addiction, accountability, and whether this defendant is truly ready to change. But here's the twist. Just when things seem under control, something happens in court that forces everyone to pause. Is this a genuine cry for help, or just another case of someone caught in the system? Stick around, because what unfolds here might surprise you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
She admits she's got a binge drinking and drug problem. She's anxious to get rid of that problem. I think she would be a good candidate.
All right. Do you have any children?
I do not.
All right. How far did you go in school?
I've graduated and I spent like a year and a half at Sakte College.
So the person who's listed in the report 01, who was that?
He's actually my ex, and that's
Jose Ramirez is your ex?
yes.
So how often were you using drugs?
Really not too often. It was really just him. Like I said, I'm just going to say the contest because I know it's just going to take forever if I don't. Just go.
No. I mean, if you want a jury trial, we'll give you a jury trial.
No.
So, I mean, here's the thing. When people accept plea agreements, stop pretending like we're up here for no reason. We're here because, obviously, I've read the report and you have a drug problem. Either you want help for your drug problem or you don't. Either you want help for whatever issues you have or you don't. If you don't, then guess what? There are other people who need the spots that I'm going to give you.
For sure.
So, if you don't have a drug problem, and if you want to come to me with like, I was using maybe just a little once in a while, then fine.
I definitely need assistance with that.
So what drugs have you been using?
Marijuana and then cocaine.
All right. Does anyone want to check on her to make sure she's okay? All right. Does she need water?
That might be right.
Right here. The judge is doing something you don't always see in every courtroom. He's cutting straight through the legal formalities and addressing the real issue: substance abuse. Instead of just focusing on punishment, he's putting the responsibility back on the defendant. Notice how he frames it either: you want help or you don't. That's powerful. Because in cases like this, the court often becomes a turning point. But here's the question for you. Do you think pressure like this actually helps someone change? Or does it just force compliance in the moment? Because what happens next might reveal whether she's truly ready to take accountability.
Where that has happened to me on several occasions. It is not fun. All right.
Ryan Grimmer substituting for Brittany Sparks.
All right, so what drugs have you been using?
And just marijuana and cocaine at the time.
All right, what have you used in the past?
Marijuana and cocaine.
All right, anything else?
Well, no. I mean, after that, I did, with that same gentleman, I tried to come to him, and I got a hold of something called GHB or GBH.
And this is where the entire tone of the courtroom shifts. What started as a routine questioning suddenly turns into a moment of concern. The defendant appears, overwhelmed possibly physically or emotionally, and the judge immediately pauses everything. This highlights something important. Even in strict legal environments, human moments still break through. But it also raises a bigger question. Was this stress from the situation, withdrawal symptoms, or something deeper tied to her past substance use? Moments like this remind us that behind every case file is a real person dealing with real consequences.
I don't know, but I did that, and so that might be like, but that was 2 years ago, so I don't think that's.
So where are your parents?
They're separated, but my father's at work, so he couldn't, I guess, be here. But he's pretty much trying to get me back onto and away from that man, so that's why it's kind of.
Are your parents in San Antonio?
They're here, yes.
All right, have you ever been employed?
Yes.
Doing what?
Bartender and serve.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. $1,000 fine that'll be prorated. 2 years deferred adjudication. Take in consideration County Court Cause number 629035. 120 hours of community service restitution, 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. The court is not requiring you to do that, but if you do, 40 of those hours will be waived. I want a referral to felony drug court while in custody. NIC evaluation while in custody. Proof of employment within 30 days of release from custody. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider with minors or any employment that involves you serving alcohol. And you're not allowed to work in any establishment whose primary purpose is to sell alcohol. You understand?
So if we're in a hotel, like, I don't,
Yeah, I mean, you can work at a hotel.
but I work in like this, we serve like, they drink.
You're not allowed to work at a bar.
But so it's not, that's what I mean. It's the hotel, but I mean, we do serve that, but it's not a bar.
All right, here's the thing. If you're at a hotel and you're working behind the bar where they have drinks and you're making drinks for people and giving it to them.
It's more of serving at that location. Yes.
She's not to work as a bartender. She's not to touch alcohol.
Now here comes the reality check. The judge lays out very specific conditions, and they're not random, they're strategic, limiting her exposure to alcohol, restricting certain job roles, and enforcing structured supervision are all designed to remove temptation. Even the reference to not the movie Cocktail adds a touch of humor, but the message is serious. Zero tolerance for risky environments. This is how courts try to prevent repeat offenses. But let's be real, do these restrictions actually set someone up for success, or can they make rebuilding life even harder? Let me know what you think.
She's not to mix drinks. This is not the movie Cocktail with Tom Cruise. She's not allowed to do any of that. Anything that Tom Cruise did in Cocktail as a bartender, she's not allowed to do. So touching drinks, flipping glasses in air, none of that. You're not allowed. You understand?
Not interested in that at all.
And once you are fully into your sobriety, the court will reconsider. But I'm doing this to remove temptation from you, okay? Because once people, if they're not fully in their sobriety, they start drinking, then it becomes other things. There's to be no contact with Jose Luis Ramirez. What are you planning on doing with the rest of your life? Are you planning on working in a hotel for the rest of your life? What do you want to do?
No, I mean, I was going to school for business management, to kind of figure out how I was going to be, because I do hospitality work, or, hospitality is where I drive in. But I was at this point trying to go more toward medical, just because medical's a thing and everyone, it's more.
Well, I don't want to step on anybody's toes. But anytime you have a felony case or any type of case where you're on paper, and you are trying to get employed in any type of thing that requires a license, they may deny it. So this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to also, with regards to your community service hours, if you get a higher degree in business management, or if you get a certificate from a trade school, a real trade school, then the court will waive the remaining of your community service hours. So you can do the community service hours, or you can not do them and benefit yourself. Do you understand? There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. If you're not allowed to report in person, or you can't report in person, you'll need to report by Zoom. If she's not accepting the felony drug court, then I'll try her with intensive outpatient treatment first. The UA hotline, field visits, 2 times per month, random. Is there anything else that she needs, Ms. Abrams?
No, Your Honor, I believe you covered it.
This case is a perfect example of how the justice system balances punishment with opportunity. The defendant avoided immediate jail time but was placed under strict deferred adjudication, meaning one wrong move could bring serious consequences. The judge didn't just hand down conditions, he created a structured path toward rehabilitation, education, and accountability. From drug court referrals to employment requirements, every step is designed to push her toward a better future. But ultimately, the outcome depends on her choices.